Welcome once again to another episode of Sunday Night Alive Power Hour with your host, Santos Rolon Jr., but Soldiers of Self Mastery. So, this program is actually titled Sunday Night Alive with Soldiers of Self Mastery. That means you, my friend, around the world. This is episode number 58. Once again, we find ourselves here in front of the camera, going worldwide, streaming and interactive. I'm looking forward to getting through this program tonight. Hopefully, we'll see some joinees on the air with me tonight. We're going to be discussing a few things here. Obviously, this is a questions and answer program, so I welcome you wherever you are from around the world, and I truly hope that you are making your day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of my friend. We're all feeling the pressure of today. Uh, lately, it's been, lately it's been quite a bit of temptation and some triggers going on. Has it been that way in your life, my friend? By the way, I hope that you bring a pen, some notes, take some notes. You're going to get some thoughts. You're going to get some thoughts out of your wonderful head, out of your wonderful mind. Okay. I'm just going to help you trigger that a little bit. So, what is on your mind tonight? What would you like to talk about? What questions are you going to bring to the table tonight? And what are you going to walk away with? Because if we just come here, I mean, we can come here and get something out of it, but we want to walk away with something, something that we can apply, right? Knowledge is not power. Knowledge applied is power. So I'm going to do a few things here, get some house cleaning out of the way, and we're going to talk a little bit about mind focus, some conscious awareness, internal and external. You guys want to talk about mind focus, kind of like how to keep your mind focused, what we can do on a day by day basis, because man, this world is, it's sometimes it feels like it's falling apart, like it's ripping apart at the seams. Doesn't it feel that way sometimes? Triggers, temptations, all this confusion out there, people hurting, violence, all these kinds of things happening, my friend. And I'm telling you, it'll get in your way if you let it. It will get in your way if you let it. I'm going to read a little bit out of the red book here. I've got some thoughts that I want to share, and then I'm just going to start asking questions. So, what is going on in our world? What is going on in our world? Two things I want to get over here: house cleaning, the book link, if you're interested in getting, and I would recommend it. It's a good study book. It's a good challenging book. It'll help you reprogram the way you think if you get into it. Okay, you got to get into it. A once over is not going to be good enough. You got to kind of study it a little bit, read it a little, meditate. Okay, eat some of that food, let it digest. The little red book. The link will be right there at the top of the chat. Very simple. And also the Problem Gambling Breakthrough Academy. Enrollment is available wherever you are around the world. You can get into that program and make it yours, my friend. I would encourage, if you're struggling with problem gambling, if you're struggling with your life, go take a look at that Problem Gambling Breakthrough Academy. Um, and if there's any, I know we're going through changes right now with our website over at soldiersofselfmastery.com. We're updating it. We're making it more mobile friendly. My partner Cephas, behind the scenes, I have to give him a shout out. I know he works very diligently. There's sometimes there's a lot of little mistakes that get in there, and I just want to make sure that it's working effectively for those of you that go on and take the tour. So, hey, you're welcome to go. It's free. Check out what this mission is all about. And you can also learn a little bit more about Cephas. Where's his book? Oh, his book is somewhere around here. I got to give him a shout out, man. He's done a lot of work. He's helping a lot of people. So great little book, highachievers.me. So, um, so that's all I wanted to get. Uh, oh, I got a question to ask you guys. This morning, do you guys get, I don't know, there's just something about socks and feet. I get what I call uh, bad feet vibes. You guys ever get bad feet vibes? You know, I like to wear my socks inside out. In fact, maybe someday I'll create a pair. They'll be called inside out socks. They seem to be more comfortable when you wear them inside out. So I don't know about you, but I like to be comfortable when I'm walking and when I'm in shoes, and I must have a good feet vibe. So this has to do with your socks, my friend. So, anyways, uh, hopefully that's a little some funny seed there that I. No, but I'm serious when it comes to feet. Maybe you feel the same way. When it comes to socks, they just have to be just right. You know, just right, so that you can have some good feet vibes, feet vibrations. Okay, you do not want agony of defeat, right? You want victory over defeat. So I want to welcome each and every one of you guys that are on board tonight. Nicholas, Herbie, Racing Investments, Jim Yumoto. Um, Let me see who else is on here. Nicholas, hey, welcome. I just want to welcome each and every one of you guys. This is your program too. So whatever's on your mind, I really don't have an agenda. Well, I do have an agenda, but I just wanted to share this. Have you noticed lately on Facebook? It seems like it's just growing more and more. Facebook and YouTube, violent videos. You know, people capturing other people, street fights, fights out in their outside of their homes or even inside their homes. You know, this mockery against police officers. Now, there are many police officers out there. Well, I'm going to say there are a few police officers out there that may not be right up here for whatever reason. But we desperately need police officers. And I know that the majority out there really want to be a servant, they want to help people. But I think it's a little bit outrageous of what people are doing, you know, mocking police officers. And This is just, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this as we go on. So, this is your program. What questions do you have today? Let me see what we've got. Belgium is in the house. Hey, welcome. Hope you are doing super fantastic, terrific, over the top, my friend, in spite of and because of Nicholas. Night here too in the UK. Wow, in the UK, nighttime. Thank you for taking a little bit of your time and being here with me and with the rest of us. Soldiers, you guys are soldiers, okay? I want you to kind of think about that. When am I? You may not feel like a soldier, but you are a soldier, okay? Start telling yourself that, my friend. Look in the mirror every morning and just before you go to bed and tell yourself, I'm a soldier. I am a soldier of self mastery. Now, you may not feel it. You may not, maybe you may not even be there, but start with the end in mind. Okay, start with the end in mind, my friend. It's going to make a difference in your life. I guarantee it. Quitting gambling is getting easier. Right on. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that, Racing Investments. And, you know, I want to send a special shout out to Jim. He's been doing some work, and I know he's investing some of his time. He's even financially supporting this mission. He created a video for me that I truly, it humbled me. That video really humbled me. We're going to work on it. Hopefully, we'll put it back on YouTube because it's got a few things that need to be worked out, a few kinks that need to be worked out. but nevertheless, it's an excellent video. I truly appreciate that. So I'm going to call on you for a few more. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jim. Rob, hey, welcome to the episode, man. I hope that you're doing super fantastic, terrific, and over the top, my friend, considering your challenges. Trooper, soldier. I better be careful with this finger. So, yes, salute, my friend. How do you encourage a kid to change his thinking for the better? It's a good question, Jim. Teenager at the age of 17. I can definitely relate to that one. Laura, welcome to the program. Thank you for being here with us. Um, to tackle that situation, I mean, how do we encourage? How do we? What would be the number one? There's many different ways that we can encourage someone, but sometimes it's really hard to encourage someone by trying to tell them what they should be doing, because in all honesty, most people do not want to be told what to do. Influence, example, I believe is number one. Patience, because again, some people are just not going to take your advice, right? They're just not going to take. So what do we do? Uh, we must work on ourselves primarily so that we can become an influence to that individual. That's key. And number three, of course, we must be patient, right? Not I'm not talking about going to the hospital, right? I'm talking about exercising your patience, responding versus then reacting. Number three, the person has to want something. Um, the person has to want to change. If the person really is not set on change, um, we can continue to work on ourselves, which is prime, which is golden. I highly recommend that. But we're not going to change anybody. I'm not going to change you guys. I'm not going to change you guys. As much as I hate saying that because I want to change the world, I'm not going to change you. My influence, my energy, my vibration will inspire you to change yourself, right? You must give yourself permission. You must give yourself permission to do that. Hopefully, that gives you a little bit of my perspective, my philosophy. Um, and I'm sure that you can come up with some ideas from that. But it is challenging. How do I know? Because I have my own young person in my home. I'm not going to get into that one. My son, he's going to be 21, I believe. He's in the Marines. He's been a good gentle man. Growing up, he's becoming a man in the Marines. So, um, Samuel, welcome to the program. It's been a while. I don't know if you've been here before. I'm truly encouraged, man. You've just inspired me today, Samuel. Just knowing that you're on the episode, brother, you inspired me today. I want you to know that. So, and once again, also, I truly hope that you're doing or you're making, working on it to become super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of. I'm going to be doing a little bit of reading, but we want to discuss this topic of violence because if if we are constantly bombarded with violence, especially I've just noticed this big time lately more and more. It's always been there, but becoming more consciously aware of what you're thinking and what's going on in your head. And this is key, my friends, to success in your life and mastery over your emotions. Okay. Conscious awareness of you got to know how the wheels are turning. If the wheels are turning in the wrong uh, direction, we got to throw a monkey wrench in there. Okay. We're going to read about that in a few minutes to get them going in another direction. Right. And by the way, those of you that are veterans like myself, I want to thank you for your service. So, in a real physical sense, Samuel, you are a soldier, right? We served, we are soldiers for life, my friend. So, I call all of you guys soldiers of self mastery. Again, as I said earlier, Remember, you must start with the end in mind. I know this almost sounds ridiculous. I get in front of the mirror sometimes, or actually just about every single day, and I look into my eyes, and I'm encouraging people to do the same thing. And when you say that, when you look into your eyes, when you get in front of the camera and you look deep into your eyes, and you say something very positive to yourself, or you encourage, or you motivate, or you maybe you correct yourself in some way, it's deep, it's life transforming. When you look at yourself and you say, you know what, I'm a soldier of self mastery, I tell you, the wheels, man, they maybe they're a little slow, right? Like the train that could, the little red. I think the train that was going uphill. There's a book. I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. I know I can. Right when it gets to the top, I knew I could. I knew I could. But that's how it starts out. So you always want to start out with the end in mind. So thank you, Samuel. Nicholas. So anybody noticing more and more the violence, the violent videos? These people are just recording, and then there's a mockery against the police officers that are out there trying to do their best. You know what saddens me, man? People acting like animals, like uncaged, uh, like 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 animals that were caged and they've just been let loose. And I find myself at times focusing on those videos, and I realized the other day, Santos, what are you doing, man? This is not you, man. It grabs you because by nature we're kind of attracted to that kind of stuff, violence in the ring, the violent, the fighting, and all that. And I caution myself, that's not going to do me any good because I don't need violence up here. I've got enough of it as it is. Especially if you're dealing with an addiction, you've got enough violence coming at you as it is. You don't need to be adding to it. Would you guys agree with that? Racing investments, would you agree with that? The more hits, the more money they make. That's true. People are thriving on stuff that is, you know, people are getting envy, anger. There's a lot of research on diseases today. And of course, not every disease comes from anger or envy or bitterness or unforgiveness or self-hatred, but that is tied to many major diseases, my friend. Naturally, we can bring something on, but that is the truth. People struggle. A lot of people struggle with a lot of things, but they're not consciously aware of what they're thinking, how they are thinking, and where's all that coming from? It's coming from some kind of a source. And today we go out to go get a burger, right? We go to some place, we want to enjoy a burger with our family. You must be consciously aware of that burger joint, what's going on inside, what's going on outside. You're on the road driving. My wife's middle daughter, because she had three daughters before I met her, got shot at. Her car got shot at by two individuals. She was in the car with her boyfriend, and I don't know the whole story, but they went to pass this car that was stopped at a light. Next, they're getting shot at. This was a couple weeks ago. Somebody could have lost their life there. Racing down the freeway, somebody shooting at them. Her other daughter was at Walmart not too long ago, and she was doing something. I don't know for sure. She got shot at too. Her hand almost lost her hand. She, the bullet. Imagine that. I mean, it's just the violence. We must become more conscious aware of what's going on around us. And these videos don't help. I'll tell you, the videos, a lot of these movies that we think they're good movies, there is a subliminal message. We don't think about that. Well, it's just a movie. It's not real. Oh, oh, but your mind doesn't know the difference whether that movie's real or not. There's a subliminal message coming into your mind. And there's a lot of research behind this. Samuel, a sex and violence sells, two evils that poison the mind. Right? Yeah. I mean, this is the stuff that's out there. And I don't know about you guys, but I want to, I'm reminding myself, oh, you know what? I forgot to read the proverb for the day. Come on, Santos. See, Santos, you're not having a good feet vibe day. No, I'm just joking. Let me get into this real quick because it ties into what we're talking about. This is out of Proverbs chapter 27. It says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. A prudent man, he foresees the evil and hides himself. But the simple pass on and are punished. Does that apply to today, to what we're living today? I tell you, man, it rings a bell within me big time. Um, Hollywood is trash. Guns are bad. They can be. Um, you can have a gun, right? You can have a gun, but it's who's behind it too. It's who's controlling it. Because you can use a gun to go out and hunt and do some great things, but then on the other opposite side, you can also do some really. I mean, we see what's going on. It's a serious epidemic. And I'll tell you, if we do not, as individuals, if we do not learn to become more conscious, aware of what's going on here and what's going on externally, as I said earlier, mind focus, conscious awareness, internal and external, we can get easily swept up, caught up with things out there that we end up paying a serious price for. Yeah, I know I've been in situations myself that because I wasn't consciously aware, nearly lost my life numerous times. Talk about that in another episode. Nicholas says can't have a gun in Belgium without a special document. Yeah, they need to. I mean, it's a challenging thing. Some people can handle uh, the arms, the guns and these kinds of tools very well, but there's people out there that should not. But even outside of the system, they can get it in the black market. They can get it, you know, out in the streets. There's always ways. They always figure out ways, the black market system that's out there. And I'll tell you, this morning I was talking to my wife and I was reminded about a verse in Genesis out of the Bible that said that the mind of man is on evil continually. This was during the flood back there, Noah's flood, historic. And man, we're there. We are there, my friends. You look at, and not only that, it could be subtle violence also. The advertisements that's coming through from these. Uh, you look at cigarettes. You look at alcohol. I have a beer once in a while. You look at these casinos. Oh, they're they are in a sense promoting silent, a almost a soothing violence that creeps very easily into your subconscious. And once it's in there, there's a hook. It becomes a habit, right? We do battle against these things. That's why I love the term soldier of self mastery because we do battle against addiction. That is also a form of violence towards us, and we have to stand our guard because if we don't, we fall prey to that enemy. And believe me, that enemy is relentless. It's not going to give in. It's not going to give in. Hey, Jim West, welcome. Welcome to the program. By the way, this is episode number 58. So let me see. Laura says, I didn't lock my doors. My brother said I should. Today, you never know. I mean, you just never know. You have to be consciously aware. And what is this all about, becoming consciously aware? We hear this thing about intuition, inner guidance. The master of the universe created you and I phenomenally. I mean, the Bible says that we are wonderfully and fearfully made. We've got some really cool treasure on the inside of us. Are you bringing out that treasure? Are you developing that inner guidance? Are you developing that inner voice that silently speaks to you? No, no, don't go that way. And sometimes we violate it, right? Let me read a little bit. I know time is going by. I'm reading out of the little red book, one of my first versions here. For a very long time, I used to believe that I was dumb. For a very long time, I believed this lie and I lived this lifestyle. It stemmed from very early on in my childhood because of domestic violence in the home and living in fear, at least every other day. These experiences planted the seeds early on. Now, imagine living your life. Actually, was that what I wanted to read? Oh, it's not what I wanted to read, but I'm going to keep reading it. Imagine living your life every single day as an adult, feeling stupid, thinking that you only have so much knowledge, feeling dumb, like you really don't have what it takes to make things happen, like you really don't have what it takes to make things happen. I'm going to say that one more time because somebody needs to hear that. Like you really don't have what it takes to make things happen. You have what it takes, my friend. But we believe the lie, right? These paradigms they work themselves into our subconscious. Now, not even really knowing why. It's a horrible thought. It's even much worse when you live with that philosophy for a long time. Obviously, I will say that's not a very good thing at all. You feel like you're limited, and the question always seems to roll around in your head, what's the use? I am what I am. Nothing really matters, right? It all leads to bad behavior, a terrible lifestyle, and many, many bad decisions, even suicide for some. This is also one of the major reasons why I wrote this book. I know that there are people that are very, very close to committing suicide. May this book reach those people before it's too late. So I believe somebody need to hear that. Now, let me get back to questions here. Let me see. First time, Jim says, first time checking in on live chat. You've helped me with a lot of gambling stuff. Thank you, Jim. Um, I'm humbled, my friend. I'm glad that I can be here for you, my videos, my books, whatever I have available. And my encouragement to you is if you find a source, if you find something that's giving you a good vibration, stick with it. You know, squeeze the juice out of it, whatever you can get out of it. If it's free, hey, that's great. If you have to pay for something, that forces you to really think a little bit differently about the matter, right? Because now it's like an investment. Now you have a vested interest in that thing. That's why I tell people buy the book. Buy the book, read it, study it. Even if you apply two little life hacks, I can guarantee you they'll help change you the way you think. I guarantee it. It's done it for me. Sean, good day, Mr. Santos. I relapsed today. I sank into that thought of getting back the losses. Well, Sean, I hope that you didn't give in, my friend. I hope that you didn't give in. But if you did, what are you going to do? You know, are you going to sit there and allow your subconscious to beat you up, to beat you down? You can do that too. You got to fight, my friend. You got to fight. You got to get back in you got to get back in the gym, spiritually speaking, right? You got to get back to doing the life hacks. You got to get back to the positive sources. It could be a friend. It could be myself. It could be my video. Maybe it's my problem gambling breakthrough academy that you might want to enroll in. Those are the things that you have to work on. And, Amen Ministry, welcome to episode number 58. You helped me closing my gambling account. Thank you. You're very welcome. I'm humbled. I'm humbled. So Sean ended up losing all I had. Sorry to hear that, my friend. You could have taken that $1,000. You could have invested $297. It got yourself going with the Problem Gambling Breakthrough Academy. See, we don't think, we don't think, and again, sometimes people say, well, Santos, $297 or $23 for your book is a bit much. Well, you can look at the cup as half full, or you could look at the cup as half. I mean, you could look at the cup as half empty, or you could look at the glass as half full. The way that you think and the way that you're operating this map system, this GPS, you have to change that. You have to get into that. Um, I was gonna read a little bit from today. This is another reason why I ask you to have your own journal and write your thoughts down, because you can go back. I go back into my journal. Some days I don't even write my journals. I've got so many journals. I just go read them. I read them. I'm like, wow, again, the good life will come out of a good series of positive reminders, right? There's always room for improvement within room for improvement. And if you're not training your brain, your brain is training you, right? You don't want your brain to train you, you want to train your brain. So I'm sorry to hear about that loss, my friend. You'll bounce back, Sean. You will bounce back. But let me make a point here. You must have a plan. And do you have a plan in place to keep you from losing another thousand or more next time? You know, you're welcome to shoot me an email. I'm willing to help anybody. Soldiersofselfmastery.com. You can go there. You can send me an email. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to soldiersofselfmastery.com/happier, we're sending out one or two emails every week, motivation, inspiration, videos, letting you know where we're going with the program. So Laura says online casinos horrible. They're getting to the 12-year-olds. They're getting to the 13-year-olds. These online casinos. You stop by trying again and again. You get so sick of it, and then it's violence. Of course, it's violence of a different nature, but you have to take a stand against it. Okay? You fall once, you fall twice, but you're not going to fool me the third time, right? You fall once, you fall twice, but you're not going to fool me the third time. You have to have that fixed in your mind. So, Johnny, welcome to the program, episode number 58. I don't have the desire to gamble anymore. Right on. Thank you for sharing that with us. How did you get there? Did you just make up your mind? Did you have some help? What did you do, Johnny? Share it, please. Share it. Samuel, sorry to hear that, Sean. I'm in the same boat. I would invite you keep coming back. You know, let me share this. The two best times to reprogram. See, you're in a battle with yourself, really. Your battle is not with the addiction. It's really not with anybody else for that matter. Your battle is actually within you. It's with yourself. You have to master. You have to conquer yourself. And when you do that, you'll be able to conquer the things that are outside and around you. But if you're thinking, you know what, I got to conquer this addiction, I got to stop doing this, I got to stop the drinking, I got to stop. No, 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 my friend. I got to conquer me. I got to know who I am. I got to fall in love with myself. I must forgive myself. I must forgive others that have hurt me. I must forgive myself for hurting others. It's all about the battle within you, my friend. That's what you got to conquer. Please get that concept. Hopefully that'll help you a little bit here. You know, um, I make sure my rent and crucial bills out the same second. My money goes in a straight starting point now. Good. So you've got a little bit of a plan. In fact, I talk about this in the Little Red Book about who are you going to pay first when you get paid. You got to master that. I believe I do talk. There's a portion, in, you know, and it's all about repetition. It's all about repetition, my friend. Thank you. There's the Little Red Book. The link is at the top of the chat. It's an ebook or regular book. One's a little bit less. Nevertheless, the ebook can be downloaded from anywhere. The book, if you purchase the book, I believe it's probably a little bit more shipping depending on where you're at. But the ebook is downloadable and it's a little bit less. So and you could keep that on your phone, man. You could just read it. Every day, read it. Read a little bit. Get a life hack that you believe you could do or you enjoy. Just, man, work the heck mornings and nights just before you retire, just before you go to bed, and just prior to waking up. Those are the two most important times to retrain your mind, your subconscious, my friend. That's where your mind is more pliable. It's like the door's wide open for change there in the mornings and just before you retire. They call that the theta state, where see your mind, right? We vibrate, and your mind is on a pattern during the day. Hopefully, during the day, your mind is firing on all cylinders. I know some people are not firing on all cylinders, but your mind is doing this during the day. Okay. In the morning, when you get up, your mind is like this. That's the time to really get in there. And it's the same thing at night, just before you go to bed. Because your body begins to wind down. Take advantage of your subconscious, man. Hit it, man. That's the time you get videos, get books, your affirmations, and just pound your mind, man. Take 30 minutes or so. Take an hour before you get that into bed and drift off. Get a headset on in the morning before you get up. I call it 15-minute mornings. Before you get up out of bed, you could just lay in bed and have your little tools set there. Your journal, your book, a video, your affirmations, whatever it is that floats your boat, my friend, that helps you. Okay, have it right there. When you get up, you look at it. Boom. Okay, 15-minute mornings. I'm gonna start my day. Because during the day, you don't have a whole lot of time to think. I mean, I do talk about things that you can do throughout the day also. I remember I would take notes. I would write on my hand. I would write on the palm of my hand. So I'm driving, I'm in traffic, I'm reading. I'm reading my hand. I'm reading my affirmations. I'm reading who I want to be right there. Or if I didn't write, I put it on my windshield right there. Put a little bit of writing with a black Sharpie marker. I would write on my windshield of my car. You're staring at it. Your subconscious is picking that up when you're driving. In fact, you don't even need to be reading it. But after a while, you see right through that because you have to drive, right? You don't want to put so much stuff on your windshield that it causes you to get in an accident. I'm talking about just a few little phrases with a black Sharpie. And of course, that comes off with alcohol, so you can change it up a little bit. But what happens is when you're driving, your eyes are seeing that. You don't have to necessarily be reading it, but guess what? It becomes a subliminal message. It's a silent message that your subconscious is picking it up. Your conscious mind isn't picking it up because your conscious mind is thinking about driving, but your subby, right? Your subby is seeing that through your eyes, and it's coming into your. That's crazy stuff, man. I used to put a little note in my pocket. If I went to the John 3 times a day, guess what I was reading in the John, right? Not the Playboy magazines, not the Time magazines or whatever, Life. I'm pulling out my affirmations, man. I'm a soldier. I'm strong. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. You know what? I'm patient. You know what? I would use all kinds. I'm making lots of money. Be more specific than that, right? I'm going to be making $5,000 a month. I am making $20,000 a month. Feed your subconscious, my friend. I'm telling you, this works. Okay. I'm giving you guys some good stuff here, and we're getting ready to wind down. We're getting ready to wind down. Um, Racing Investment says, I use several tools to prevent me from gambling. My two favorites are I ask myself if I gambled again. Great. Asking yourself questions. Powerful, powerful, life changing. That's how it started with me. I began asking two questions. What is God's purpose for my life? Why am I here? That's how it started. Good point, Racing Investments. Laura says, even if I wasn't working, I just hate gambling. It's a depressing lie, gambling. Exactly. Keep reminding yourself of that. Tell yourself that over and over. I suck at gambling. I suck. Every time I go to a casino, I lose money. Remind yourself. Every time I go to the casino, I come home and I'm depressed. After a while, you start hearing that, it's going to trigger something. I'm not a gambler. You know, I save my money. I go to work. I'm a productive worker. I'm a great person. I suck at gambling. I'm not a gambler. I am not. I'm a soldier. I am a soldierette for the females. I am a soldierette. You have to train. Remember what I said earlier? You're either training your brain or your brain is training you, my friend. And I'm telling you, this is where it's at. Becoming more consciously aware. All right. We're going to come to the end of this program. We've talked about mind focus, becoming more consciously aware of ourselves, what's going on up here, And by the way, if you're having bad feet vibes, buy yourself a good pair of socks that are comfortable. You'll get some good feet vibe, right? You want victory of the feet. You don't want agony of the feet. Maybe you'll get that. Um, Anyways, the second one, I remember what happened the worst time. Racing Investment says the second one is remembering what happened the worst time I ever gambled and put it to the forefront of your brain. Yep, bring that's like a trophy. In my book, I call those trophies. You've got lots of trophies, and you have to put those on the wall of fame. Okay, most people have their trophies on the wall of shame. They don't want they don't want to look there because they feel ashamed. No, man, you've gotten some accomplishments, you've gotten some things done in your life. You draw from that energy, man. Draw from that. I'm telling you, we are up against many, many enemies, invisible enemies. It's a very, very challenging world that we live in today. Even in our own homes, we're up against these invisible enemies. But here's the thing, the creator of this universe equipped us to be able to fight. He equipped us to be able to win the battle. Maybe not every battle, but even if we win 97% of those battles, we are doing great. Would you agree with that? Would you guys agree? I'm sure. What is the topic? Well, today we were just talking about mindset. We're talking about mind focus, conscious awareness, the battles that we're facing out here in this world, just the violence, man, the violence that is out there. It's hard for some people to put on a smile. Henry, welcome to the episode. I see people coming on and people dropping off. We're getting ready to wind down. This is episode number 58. We'll be back here once again on Friday, Lord willing, on Friday. If not, if I have to miss Friday, we'll be back here on Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Winning the battle, Jim West. That is phenomenal, man. I love to hear that. If it's bad experience, you learn from them. It's a trophy, right? Put them on the wall of fame, and always look at that wall of fame, right? Visualization, the power of visualization, my friend. If there's somebody left here, and I see there's a few, if you have if you're struggling severely, okay, you can't seem to get the victory, okay, take me on as your coach, or purchase the Problem Gambling Breakthrough Academy. Get yourself in there. It's a one-time payment. You have lifetime access. Get yourself in there. Start a plan. Start the visualization. Start with the end in mind. Know how to deal with the triggers. Know how to deal with the temptations. know how what have accountability set up for you. You got to have all of that. If you're struggling, you can go there. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be anywhere around the world, and you can access the Problem Gambling Breakthrough Academy. So, and remember to share the videos. Remember to comment. Always comment. Give me a thumbs up. And if you have the means to support this mission financially, if you can give $20, if you can give $50, whatever, support this mission because it's going towards a good cause, my friends. You know, I'm going to be doing some, I'm going to do my best here to maybe get a book or two, sign the book, have it here. And if I get some ideas of how maybe somebody can win a book, I can ship it out to you. Or, you know, maybe you could pay the shipping or whatever. And I'll send you an autographed book. I want to have some t-shirts also, Soldier of Self-Mastery t-shirts. I want to do some different things on this program. So if you guys have any ideas, please, please let me know. You know, we can change things up. Uh, soldiersofselfmastery.com. You can shoot me an email. I've had several input from uh, Jim, Rob. There's been a couple of you others that have given me some input, and I'm taking your advice. You know, I'm open. I'm willing to listen. I'm learning too. So I want to thank you guys for that. Okay, Tina Marquez, thank you. Blessings, everyone. Have to get got would be awesome. So yeah, a free book, a signed book, you know, and for what it's worth, maybe a T-shirt, and of course that costs money. So I gotta be able to do figure out a way, you know, maybe I don't know. We'll figure something out going forward. I'll talk to my partner. If you have an idea or even a mug, we can do mugs. I'd have to get all that stuff done through one of our vendors. And free mug Friday. I'll keep that in mind. I'll write that down here. So if you guys have if you have any more ideas, free mug giveaway Friday. Okay, but I got to figure out what for. So free mug giveaway, and it's going to have my logo on it, Soldiers of Self Mastery logo. If you guys don't know what the logo looks like, check it out. You'll see the logo. Actually, the logo's on my website, YouTube, and what is my logo? If you haven't seen it, there it is. And it's got the SOSM in the middle. So soldiers, and the shirts that I'm talking about will have this either in the front or in the back. Just a nice size logo, Soldiers of Self-Mastery, and something of that nature. I know I get so busy during the week, man. I need help. I need help. Oh, I need help. So if there's anybody out there that's good at this stuff that can help me put something together, shoot me a message. Okay? A reward for abstaining from gambling. Somebody that can stay out of gambling for 60 days. But that doesn't mean that after the 60 days they can go back. Then I'll ask for my mug back. No, I'm just kidding. Something like that. You know, ideas. I'm writing down here. Anything else? This is getting kind of like a cult. Cult. Well, a good cult, right? Positive cult, if you want to call it. I wouldn't call it a cult. I'd call it a tribe. A tribe. You want to belong to a tribe somewhere, right? And that's what we really want. We want to have a tribe where we can feed ourselves and become more positive because, you know, again, it's all about becoming the best version of yourself. Challenge yourself. You know, one day you're going to walk through that final door, my friend. That door is going to open. You're going to walk through it. You're not going to be able to come back into the world because that door called death only opens one way. right? So challenge yourself to become the best version of yourself before that door opens, you know? Are you willing to take that challenge? And again, if you need help, I'm always here to help people. I'm always here to help people through my tools, through coaching, through my book, my videos. I put a lot of free material. Every Friday, every Sunday, I give up my time here freely to help people. So this is what it's all about, you know. Um, how long gonna take fight to gambling when it gonna become a light fight? Well, that's a great question. Um, when you when your mind begins to shift, if you've let me say this, if you are reprogramming yourself as much as possible, as quick as possible, your change could take days, it could take weeks. It really depends on what you're doing and what you're doing, you see, and how bad you want it. Because you know, each and every one of us know that when we truly want something really bad, guess what happens? We make a way, right? The mind, Dr. Maxwell Maltz talks about the servo mechanism within your mind finds a way to get whatever it is that you truly and honestly want bad enough. It finds a way somehow, it just does that. It's like we're the inner guidance that we have, your subconscious, it focuses on things. When you begin to focus and ideas and you begin to find what it is that you find it. You know, you need money, you need a job. If you can't find a job, you create one, right? You want to stop problem gambling. Well, the number one thing is you got to want that. You have to want it. And I'll tell you, if you're here, maybe you don't believe that you want it, but I'm telling you, the truth is that if you're here, if you've been in this program with me for an hour or so, you want something. So feed on that. Remind yourself, I do want it. I do have the desire. I do. And then just keep working the programs that are there that you put together. You know, I can help you put a program together. I have a program already set in place. You know, I have a book, I have a couple books, I have the we could do more of a personalized program for you. That's where coaching comes in. You know, a month. I would say if you're serious and I coach you for a month or two, uh, that should be enough. 60 days, you know, for you to run with that. You know, we can go three months. But it really depends. It really depends on how much you are willing to work. You know, it depends on how much you're willing to pull out the shovel. It depends on how much you're willing to go out and buy the necessary components that you need to change the oil, right? You get the oil, you get the products, you change your oil in your car, right? Depends on what it is. You want to change your mind, you got to get those a plan together. It's got to be you got to have a step-by-step program that deals with triggers and temptations. You got to deal with your emotion. You got to have accountability, right? And you must have a vision. You got to have a vision in mind. Start out with the end in mind. If you don't have those, I mean, you could possibly get away with a couple of them. It's just going to take you longer. The more that you have those components in place, your process is quicker, my friend. So, um, thank you, Laura. That's right. Jesse, remembering the last time you went and lost a good amount helps us to stay. That's right. That's like a mental trophy right there, right? It's a negative one, but it could go on your wall of fame too. You're welcome, Henry. Jim, gambling makes you look at things way short term. Looking longer term weakens its grip. And again, I'm going to end here and I'm going to challenge you, my friend, to challenge yourself, to dig deeper inside yourself and ask yourself the question, what am I made of? What am I made of? The more that you gamble, the more that you step into a casino, okay, the more that subliminal message is digging the cavity within your subconscious. There's a sharp hook, okay? Very sharp, and it's very strong, okay? That hook can be in you a little bit, but as it goes deeper and deeper and deeper, you know it's going to become more harder. It's going to become more difficult to overcome it. And that's why for some of us, I mean, 32 plus years myself, 32 plus years of gambling kind of in and out. And I finally kicked it a couple years ago. I mean, I started working on myself a couple years ago. I didn't really complete it. It was some time after that. But I began I began, and then I started finding these tools and these life hacks. And then finally, man, I put it together, and it snowballed. Boom. It was like probably a matter of weeks when it really began to happen. But it was a process. I will admit, it was a process of retraining the mind. So, the longer you're in it, the, and some people don't come out. I hate to be negative, but it's the truth. They commit suicide, they lose their family, they shipwreck the life, they end up homeless. We don't want that. I don't want to hear that from anybody, man. You're all soldiers of self-mastery as far as I'm concerned. Thank you, Nicholas. Racing Investments, Laura, Henry, Jim, um, Sean. Who else has been on here? Yumoto, Rob, Tina, Jim West, Jesse, Samuel. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for being Johnny, Nicholas, Amen Artistry. I truly hope that what I've shared with you tonight, you've taken some notes. I'm going to consider these things. I know it's going to be some work. The mug and the T-shirt and the book. I'll be contemplating that working forward. See what we can do. Apply, apply, apply. I will see you guys on the next episode. I will catch you guys on the next episode. If there's anything else that somebody wants to share before I hang up here. Jesse says it started out as fun and soon it became losing. Becomes a nightmare, man. Horror. A horror story. But you can do it, my friend. If I can, you can. Take advantage of what you can out there to make it work, my friend. Believe me. You don't have to believe the lie. You don't have to. If you choose to, yeah. Exactly, Nicholas. I'm with you, brother. All right, my friends. We're going to call this another episode. I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys from the top of my heart. Once again, remember to make every day super fantastic, terrific, and over the top in spite of and because of. Choose the right path because you can. Okay? Don't believe the lies because you can. Okay? Take all the tools and just, pound your subconscious, pound it into submission, if whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Soldier of self mastery out. I salute you.